Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about Dragon Quest XI. Like had been reported last week, Dragon Quest XI was announced today, along with a lot of other Dragon Quest games. A Dragon Quest mobile game, Dragon Quest X coming to the PS4. In Japan, obviously, no actual announcement of a Western release. And the Dragon Quest XI had a lot of news, but it wasn't the actual game itself. Well, yes, it was announced for the PS4, and it looked beautiful. Imagine Dragon Quest VIII on the PlayStation 2 with HD up-res graphics. That's what the game looked like. It looked really beautiful. If you like Dragon Quest VIII, you're clearly going to like Dragon Quest XI. In the early video of it, there was no fighting in it. It was just kind of like walking around in the world. But the announcement that got everybody in a fury was the fact that Dragon Quest XI, Square announced it for the Nintendo NX. Now, after they originally did that, they later backtracked saying it's in consideration, almost like they made a mistake, like it wasn't supposed to be announced for that system yet, but they did anyway. But there are some things that you can gather out of this about the NX, the fact that Dragon Quest XI is coming to it, in consideration of it, because number one, traditionally, basically since the NES, Dragon Quest games, the main series has stayed off of Nintendo consoles. They've gotten Crystal Chronicles or some offshoot series because it wasn't as powerful as the rest of the console generation, the console they picked for the game, right? And traditionally, Dragon Quest has actually been kind of really only a one-system game. I mean, that's what it's been traditionally, right? Dragon Quest VIII was on the PS2, Dragon Quest IX was on the DS. Dragon Quest has not seen a multiple console release. Now, the coolest thing about the 3DS version is the top screen is in 3D, like the normal game would be on the PS4. Obviously, not as high graphically, but the same kind of thing. And then the touchscreen that you look at is in old school 2D old school Dragon Quest form, which is really cool. But what can we take from the NX announcement, even though they say it's under consideration? Well, the first thing we can take from it, I think, is the fact that we can now consider the fact that the NX is probably going to be in the range of the Xbox One, the PS4. This is what I take from it, that they're going to be within the range of those two consoles when you call power. Not sure how it's going to work or anything like that. I really just want it, truthfully, what I want Nintendo NX to be is rather simple. A regular console with a regular controller, just like the Xbox One, just like the PS4. That's all I'm asking for. But Nintendo has a problem, because they have been backward compatible for the last two generations. They weren't that before then, but they have been now. And the question will be, since the Wii U is only more or less 4 years old, are they going to make it backward compatible to the new NX? What is the NX going to be? I'm just wondering if the NX is just going to be a traditional console. That's why they say it's different than the Wii U or the. And there's ways to innovate by just having a basic console, maybe a different controller layout or something, some way the software works. You don't have to do like a physical difference the way you play games. But I think since Nintendo always brings out a system more powerful than the last one, I think we have a really good shot of having a console that is actually as powerful as the Xbox One, the PS4. I'm not going to sit there, it's going to be more powerful, because all the consoles we're talking about right now, we're in their, 4-year, 3-year lifespan, and both the Xbox One and PS4 were designed to last 10 years. So if Nintendo were to come out with NX just as powerful, they could get a good 5-6 years out of it. And again, people forget the 360 and the PS3 were only supposed to last kind of 5 years, but thanks to the economy and other markets, and they kept selling better as time went on, the generation expanded longer than was originally planned. The same thing could happen for this one, because we're having such, truthfully, a slow attachment rate starting off this generation. This generation could last longer based on the fact that most people won't own the console till we're almost halfway to 3/4 would normally be this generation, the way it's going, because simply the reason why this has happened is because, quite honestly, a lot of people still haven't found that killer game to make them dip into the next generation. A lot of people who bought last generation haven't dipped into this one. That's where the gap is, and until they can get those people to come back, or give them a reason to buy the new console, there's a long way to go. Now, I do think the NX is going to have mobile phone capability to play mobile phone games on the system. Nintendo's not known to abandon where they're going to allow you to somehow play those mobile games on the home console. I think they're going to, or some way where those mobile games, maybe it could be those mobile games, the games translate from the console to the mobile game, that when you play a game on one, it transfers to the other. Who knows? But I think the NX, to me, the Dragon Quest XI announcement was rather interesting because it showed that, you know what, this system may be more powerful than we think it is. Now again, maybe, and here's where I'm going to turn on what I just said. Okay, the 3DS is the low end of the graphics of it. The PS4 is the high end. What if the NX is right in the middle? That's not what fans want to hear. And truthfully, Nintendo, even though I like the Wii U and I like the Wii and what Nintendo made, for Nintendo to attract a lot of people back who they lost, they have to make a console as powerful as the Xbox One and the PS4, and that allows third-party support on their console. They have to get some third-party support on the console. Listen, also what they have to do, and how do they get the third-party support? Because it does not matter what third parties want to come. If Nintendo were to do a simple thing I think they should have done in the last generation, go, all in on the new console, first 3 years bring out like all your major franchises, a new first-party title every month, line up a good launch title, and if sales are good, the third parties will have to come. That's how it works. But this announcement was interesting. I'm very excited for Dragon Quest XI, but the NX thing was the most interesting part of it to me, more than the actual game announcement itself, because I had a feeling I knew what the game would look like. It is Dragon Quest after all. Dragon Quest games look a certain way, just like Final Fantasy games look a certain way, the numbered series. But the other thing that I saw GameSpot said something about Dragon Quest X was announced for the NX also, or the NX also. Now, there would be no hope of this coming over here because in Japan, again, Dragon Quest X was released on PC, was released obviously on the Wii, other consoles, but was not brought over here. So the NX announcement means, and the PS4 announcement does not mean it's coming over here, because as it come up to this point, it's probably not going to come out. And I also would say, if Dragon Quest XI is coming out for the NX, I imagine Nintendo's the one publishing it, just like they did Dragon Quest IX, just like they did Fortune Street, because Square doesn't seem to publish those games over here. At least it doesn't seem like it. Maybe they will this time. But what do you think of the implications of the NX with the, accidental announcement otherwise, the Square saying, or if you consider they say under consideration now, though I still think it's coming to the NX. What do you think this means for the console, the NX? I mean, the power of it. Forget what it's actually going to be, the power of it. Because I don't think they would have brought that to the NX if it was going to be some new funky way of playing games. I think, truthfully, it had to be more traditional game, because Dragon Quest has been a traditional gameplay series. Anyway, love to hear your guys' opinions like always, and I'll make another video soon. Thanks for watching, guys.